And then I remember asking Dr. Howell, well, how soon do you think this is going to happen? Because it was March. Brooke was supposed to go away on her senior trip to Cancun or wherever she was going. And Lexi was just going to be home with me spring break. And I said to her, should I tell Brooke to go? And she said, encourage her to go, because we didn't know. We didn't know if it was going to be a week or 3 weeks. So I sat down with them and I said to them, that, we feel that Barry is slowly ending his life, that he's not doing well. And right away, Lexi said, well, maybe he's just sick. And so I said to her, this is what we've done. He's had a chest x-ray, he's had the test for the flu. And these are the things that are happening to him right now that give us that information. So that week before spring break, the girls would go every night. I would stay all day, and then they would go in the evening and stay with him after their classes. And Brooke said to me one day, I can't do it today. I have to have a break. And I said, this is very personal. You do what's good. Mm-hmm. And Lexi called me up, I'm going. I said, that's fine, and you'll like this. So she's there, and I remember the nurse was Bobby. Mm-hmm. And when Barry could eat, one of the things he liked was things with orange flavor. And once in a while, we'd give him a lick of a creamsicle. So he wasn't waking up very much anymore at this point. She had stopped at the store and bought a box of creamsicles and taken them there. And I'm thinking, when she sent me on the text of her with a creamsicle up to his lips, and I'm going, oh my God. And I said, where's Bobby? And she goes, he told me he sees nothing. So, but that's who Lexi was. She wanted to do something that would, bring him some comfort. That was one of the things she did. So we encouraged Brooke to go on her vacation with the promise that if something happened, we would call her immediately. So she went away, and Barry continued to go downhill, and Lexi and I went every day. So, well, it wasn't every day because it was Tuesday. But we were there with him, and Lexi and I together. And on Tuesday, it was most evident. Well, Monday wasn't a good day, and we had gotten them to change. They changed the mattress in his bed to make him more comfortable. He was uncomfortable. He was struggling. So on Tuesday, when we went there, right away when I saw the nurse that was taking care of him, you could tell things were not good at all. And Lexi just went and crawled right into bed with him, and that's where she stayed. And unbeknownst to me, she'd already texted her sister in Cancun, come home now. So they did, she was with her boyfriend, and it was quite a journey for them to get home, but they did, and the next morning they flew into Boston, and but he had already passed. He had passed before they were in Canada when I finally got to talk to her. I FaceTime with her. I do have to say that Seven Hills was so compassionate, and they were so good with Barry. I mean, for us as a family, when we were going through this process, they did everything they could to try to make us as comfortable as possible and to make it very peaceful for him.
One part of that process that I was quite struck by is how you made sure to attend to the different needs of your girls, and that it wasn't bad or wrong that Brooke went on that trip.
Oh.
And that and part of it was acknowledging to Lexi that her approach is different, and it again isn't better, and Brooke's approach wasn't worse. It was appropriate, and there's no right way, no wrong way. And again, I have to imagine that was so hard as a mom to see it and help them navigate that and help them to not feel guilty and to respect approaches and in the context of that honesty, that when it's not possible to know a certainty what the next week or two is going to look like. And I share that because I know that it's one part people always struggle with is what's the right thing to do. And I think everyone is, certainly in palliative care, is always wanting to assure that there's not a right way. There's a way that works for an individual. And you navigated very naturally, but I'm sure it took a lot of emotional energy to do that. And likewise for Lexi, to give her the space that she would crawl in bed with him. She just was with him. She helped comfort him. And I know it helped comfort her at that point in that process on that day.